Physiology notes of all my theory videos is available now. To get your copy, you can WhatsApp on 72650 This book attempts to come up with important questions and appropriate answers in easy way. In this book, different systems are discussed under 10 sessions, and each section is framed with different topics in the form of question and answers. It provides thorough coverage of subject and made it easy to write down answers in the exams. Now, hyperaldosteronism. What is hyperaldosteronism? That is increased production of aldosterone. Aldosterone is sodium retaining hormone. So here sodium and water retention increases. Now, it is also of two varieties. Number one, that is primary hyperaldosteronism, which is also known as Cone syndrome, that is rare. And here it is primary because there is tumor in the zona glomerulus, and this zona glomerulus tumor produces large amount of aldosterone. Okay. So what are the clinical features of this primary hyperaldosteronism? You can see here, first of all, there is increase in the aldosterone level, plasma as well as urine aldosterone level increases. Second thing, this aldosterone increases water and sodium reabsorption, for sodium and followed by water reabsorption. So increase in the plasma sodium and water level, and decrease excretion of sodium in sweat as well as saliva and digestive secretions. Okay. Third effect, that is hypokalemia, because potassium excretion increases and therefore potassium level in the blood decreases, hypokalemia, and because of hypokalemia the person is having muscle weakness, the person is having muscle paralysis, because this depressant effect of low extracellular fluid potassium concentration on the transmission of action potential by the nerve fiber. And there is metabolic alkalosis, because along with potassium excretion there is also excess secretion of H plus ions, and that precipitates tetany also. Another is hypertension. The person is having increased sodium and water retention, that increases blood pressure. There is increase in the extracellular fluid volume. Here, sometimes this extracellular fluid volume increase is absent. Why? Because of hypokalemic nephropathy. As we have discussed, because of hypokalemia there is nephropathy, and that produces polyuria and polydipsia. Okay? And sometimes there is aldosterone escape phenomena, and because of aldosterone escape, hypertension is present but edema is absent. Now, next is secondary hyperaldosteronism. Here, the secondary hyperaldosteronism, here aldosterone secretion, that is because of extra adrenal factors. Outside the adrenal gland, some factor is there which increases aldosterone secretion in the conditions like nephrosis, in the condition like cirrhosis of liver, toxemia of pregnancy, and congestive cardiac failure. Because of all this, there is stimulation of renin, and renin increases angiotensin and aldosterone mechanism. So here what happens, there is increase in the level of renin and angiotensin and increased level of aldosterone. Here also the person is having hypertension, edema, but sometimes there is decreased flow of urine through different mainly distal segments of the nephron, and therefore excretion of potassium in the urine is not increased. Okay. But sometimes here hypokalemia is precipitated by diuretics. Okay. Now, how can we differentiate primary from secondary hyperaldosteronism? You can see here, in both of them aldosterone level is high, but in primary hyperaldosteronism renin level is normal or sometimes low, because aldosterone has feedback inhibition on the renin. But in secondary hyperaldosteronism, renin concentration is also high. Now, how can we treat? Treatment, that is surgical removal of the tumor, whether it is by surgery or microsurgery. And second thing, that is aldosterone antagonists, sometimes they are given like spironolactone to prevent the effect.